Hi, it's Selina. Today we're taking a look in my garden. Let's see what's here. Ooh, beautiful cherry tomatoes. These are easy to pick. Once they're ripe, they come right out. Oh, I see another one. Ooh, nice and red and juicy. What's this? Ah, another cherry tomato. I wonder if I have some lettuce in here. Ooh, I see some baby spinach. And what's this beyond the eggplant? Ooh, spicy arugula. Take a look. These leaves are very tasty when you grow them in your own garden. They're a little bit milder than in the store. Hey, I invite you to grow all of these things in your garden and join me. Let's make some vinaigrette dressings for this salad. I've just picked some beautiful greens from the garden. Thanks for joining me as we took a peek inside my garden. But what I really love to do is use herbs in my salad. It makes a nice change. Great flavors that you can try, kids and moms and dads, grandma and grandpa, whoever's cooking with the kids today. Let's do this. We're going to make 3 different beautiful vinaigrette salad dressings that are going to make your garden greens really stand out, or your greens from our beautiful East End market stand out and be super delicious and great for snacks and also for meals. So today I want to recommend getting a salad spinner. It's a big plastic bowl with a draining bowl, and I find that when I use a salad spinner on my own garden greens, it really helps keep those delicate leaves together and not torn up and damaged, because when you're growing your own garden greens or you get them from the farm stand, they're much more delicate than from the stores. So the salad spinner, I think, really works well in avoiding bruising the salad greens so that you can enjoy what you're eating. Today I have some delicious, this is just green leaf lettuce that I've grown in the garden. And we also have the herbs dill, and we have some spinach in here, fresh spinach, and some fresh baby kale. You can get this in the grocery store as well, but I say, you know what, when it's summertime, you have to really use what's here and enjoy our beautiful herbs. This is dill again, a nice big piece. And I also picked, ooh, look at this, more spinach. I also picked one of my new favorite herbs, which is chervil. You can look on the Montauk Library blog for a little bit more about chervil, but we're going to use this today in a mustard vinaigrette. So if you like a spicy, zingy, citrusy taste to your salad, that's what we're going to use this chervil for. So I'm going to put that to the side. That's the first salad that we're making. And let's see, I have some parsley. That'll be good. And a nice bunch of green leaf lettuce. This is what we're going to use for our citrusy, zingy salad. I've got the chervil and the green leaf lettuce, definitely red leaf lettuce in here as well. I'll show you that. This is the red leaf lettuce. It's very delicate and mild, so kids really like this. This is called baby greens, and they're easy to grow in the garden with relatively, anything to worry about. This is chervil. And then we have the dill, more of the dill, more of the kale. But I want to show you as well what we picked earlier was some beautiful baby arugula. Now this is what we're going to add to our first salad as well. So let's take our salad bowl, and first we'll just gently tear up the baby arugula and some green leaf lettuce. Now, when you get your lettuce from the farm stand, make sure you wash it really well. And then when you're spinning it in that salad spinner, it'll take off a lot of the sand that's natural to farm-grown lettuce or any farm-grown vegetables or fruits that you're getting. So there you go. I'm going to put the chervil to the side with our parsley. And I'll take a couple more leaves of the green leaf lettuce. And let me see, I'm going to take the arugula. So this is the beautiful baby arugula. And this is what we're going to use for a beautiful, spicy lettuce salad vinaigrette. So here's the salad. So now that we have this, let's put this to the side and take the herbs out that we're using, which is the chervil and also some parsley. The fun thing about this zingy dressing is I use regular orange juice, but you can also just use some oranges and squeeze them. Remember this? This helps get the juice out of citrus fruits. I love this old-fashioned juicer. I went ahead and juiced some lemons for you, and I'll show you how we do that. But here is the orange juice that we're using today. And you're going to need some pepper and a little bit of salt. And the zingy part comes from mustard. And then to sweeten it up, we're going to use some honey. I like this beautiful raw honey. This tastes really good. So the first thing we're going to do is get a tablespoon of this raw honey. And you'll see there's bee pollen on the top and also some wax. And that's actually really tasty and super good for you. So here's a tablespoon of honey. And I'm going to put that to the side. And I'm going to chop up this chervil. It's a mild herb, but it's a little spicy. You should taste it. It's something different. It almost has a little licorice taste to it. It's fun to look for this stuff when you're shopping and try new things. You want to take off the stems of your herbs because sometimes that kind of gets in the way of enjoying the salad. You get a stem stuck in when you're eating. So I like just using the little tender leaves. So this is a tablespoon of chervil. We'll put that to the side. And now let's get our dressing mixing bowl out. And we're going to use a half a cup of orange juice to start. There we go. If you don't have these measure devices, cups and tablespoons, you can just use from home. 3 teaspoons for a tablespoon is fine. This is intuitive cooking. We have fun doing this. So nothing to sweat about. A half a cup from a cup that you drink out of, it's fine, as long as it's clean. So let's put the honey in here. This is really good for you. And now I'm going to get this. This is a whisk. And this really just helps get everything blended up. If you use the honey and it's raw and thick, creamy honey the way I did, you're going to have to mash it a little bit to get it all mixed up. It's a little different working from this angle, but I wanted to take you outside to the garden. You can hear some things in the background. It's a beautiful summer day in the Hamptons. So let's mix up all this sugary honey in here. It's fun for the kids to do. Everyone should have a whisk. This is fun to work with as well. But if you don't, you can just use a big fork. Mash it up with a big fork. So now you're going to get out your mustard. And I like to use a tablespoon of mustard as well. Oh, that just went everywhere. So you got to watch out, I guess, when you open your mustard. Let me get a napkin and clean this up for a sec. All right, cleaning up the spilled mustard. That's done. And now let's get a tablespoon out. All right, that's a lot neater. It got some herbs on it, so I'm going to go ahead and take those right off and mix them in because you don't want to waste any ingredients, right? Put that to the side and wipe off that mustard a little bit from my hand. Okay. And now just stir in your mustard with your fork or your whisk. And then we're going to add a little bit more zing, and this is where the citrus comes in even more. We're going to add a little bit of lemon juice. This is fresh squeezed lemon. You just cut your lemon in half and turn it on the juicer. And then if you see any seeds come out, any of the pits, you just take them out with a spoon. So let's do 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice in this for a little zing. There we go. And now let's whisk it up. Next is 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm just gonna do it this way because I'm pretty sure I remember how many grates. About 8 grates of my salt shaker, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we want to add the delicate chervil greens that we've chopped up for this mustard vinaigrette, citrus mustard vinaigrette. And now, always before you put your dressing on your salad, you really should taste it. So I'm going to get my spoon out and taste this. It's really sweet and really tangy and spicy. I almost want to take another taste. It's really good. So now let's take our greens that we've selected, and then you just get a big spoon and drizzle the mustard vinaigrette over your salad, and it's nice and sweet from the honey and the orange juice. And you can also add orange zest. That would make it really delicious too. And then get your little salad tossing forks, because you don't want to bruise these greens, and just toss it around. Now, some vegetables that I would add in this, just to really give it a nice balanced salad for, for eating for more of a meal, would probably be, believe it or not, some white beans would be really good in this salad, and some chunks of baby oranges. That would be delicious. And now, just one more time, I want to taste one of these lettuce leaves and see what the salad tastes like. That's really good. Kids are going to like this dressing. You want to explore different flavors because it expands your palate, makes you like more foods. All right, that's so good. I almost want to eat it. I'll save it for later. All right, so let's get started on the next dressing. This is going to be a creamy dill dressing. So we're going to need to get the dill out. Who let the dill out? Who? Okay, sorry. Okay, so here's the dill. And, oh, here's some more. Little spiky dill. Dill is really good with cucumbers and with tomatoes. So remember, we found some tomatoes in the garden, some cherry tomatoes. We're going to use those. So there is the dill that we're going to use. And for this salad, I'm going to go ahead and I'm also going to use the green leaf and the red leaf lettuce. And I even have some of that romaine in here. I'm going to use that. And you just tear it gently, just in half. These are baby greens. Not much to do, not much to worry about. It's all good. It's fun. And here's some more of that green leaf lettuce. Okay, we got that in here. And put this to the side. And now we'll get a little mixing bowl for our dill dressing. Now for this dressing, you're going to need some yogurt or sour cream or some mayonnaise. So I'm going to use some plain yogurt. So 3 tablespoons of plain yogurt. You don't have to be perfect, just about 3 tablespoons. Dill is always good with a cool, creamy texture and flavor to, the dressing that you're eating. Because you can use this for fish. You can use this for shrimps or salmon. And now 1 tablespoon of lemon juice.
I like to use lemon juice rather than vinegar. And the truth is because I just love lemons. And you can also use, rice wine vinegar or mild vinegar for this one, okay? So for adults, you can chop a clove of garlic, but for kids, I find garlic powder sometimes is more palatable. So you want to use about a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then you can add mayonnaise if you'd like. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Okay. You also can substitute sour cream. Now for this, we're going to use 2 tablespoons of oil. You can use olive oil or sunflower oil, which I find is pretty mild and great in dressing. Okay. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to put some grates of my grated salt, but you can use a 1/4 teaspoon. Not that much because the mayonnaise has a salty flavor to it. I just have to wipe my hands really quick. Okay. So now take your whisk and whisk this up before we put our dill in. Oh, it smells good already. It smells really good. Now it's going to take a while for the oil to incorporate, so just keep mixing. Nice and creamy. Now we'll take our dill, take off the stem that we talked about, and just start dicing in little pieces. You need about 3 sprigs of dill, I would say, for this recipe, what I have here. Okay, and put it right in. It winds up being about a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half of dill. Whisk that in. And if you'd like, you can add pepper to this. So I'm going to put about 2 grinds of pepper, fresh pepper, and mix it up one more time. Oh, it smells great. And it's super easy and fun for you guys to make. So what I'm going to do next is get my salad bowl right here. And because I had fresh tomatoes in the garden, ta-da! We're going to cut up some of these beautiful tomatoes because there's nothing better than a dill salad with tomatoes. So I've washed these. You just take off the tops. And let's see how many we want to put in the salad. You can cut them in half, these tiny babies, and that's good enough. Or if they're a bigger tomato, you can cut it in quarters if you like. I'm just dressing 1 small salad here, so I'm going to use 3 of these tomatoes. Okay. And put them on the salad. There we go. Yummy garden tomatoes. And now dial out this dill dressing. Now we get bottle dressing in the store all the time, but there's nothing better than a creamy dressing that you make yourself and enjoy. You know what else you can use this on? Wings. So good. So let me put this dressing down and wipe my hands a little bit because I am definitely going to try this one as well. Creamy dill dressing with tomatoes. Yes. Wow. That's really good. Try it. And now, for our last dressing, like I promised, we're going to use sweet figs. Now, my mom would get these a lot of times for the holidays and make fig cookies. But what you have to do is snip off the little hard stem. So sometimes you'll see it on the fig. See that? You want to snip that right off, okay? And then I would take about 3 or 4 figs and cut them long ways. And then again, the opposite way. So you get diced figs, okay? So there you go, all done. I cut some ahead of time. There's your diced figs, 3 or 4. And now for this salad, I'm going to go ahead and use that spinach, fresh garden spinach. It's delicious. Ah, here it is. Beautiful. No stem. Okay. I had some extra chervil. I just put it in the other salad. And just gently tear up these greens. So gently. Just hardly tearing them. Now, one thing I want to tell you is when you are making salad, you can get your greens ready and keep them nice and cool in the refrigerator, but don't put on the dressing until you're ready to eat it, because it just does not work out good when the dressing sits on these delicate greens, or even on, just greens from the store. It just doesn't work out good. It gets all wilty. Okay, so there you go. So I'm going to put that to the side. And for this dressing, we're going to let this lemon just sit. We're not using lemon. We don't need it. You know why? Because we're using balsamic vinegar, which is just the natural partner to figs. It's just like olive oil, balsamic vinegar, figs. It all goes together. So this is what we're going to do. It's a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. And a 1/4 cup of olive oil. You can use other oil if you don't have olive oil, that's okay. Okay, now one of the herbs that we're going to use in this is called orange thyme. It's my new favorite herb, and I grew it in this herb pot. So I'm going to rip off a little bit. It smells like oranges. Oh, it's so good. It's my favorite. I love it. So we're just going to sprinkle in the orange thyme. It has little purple flowers on it, and they're so pretty. Now I'm going to just whisk this a little bit. And for the salt in this, because it's so sweet, I can use my Himalayan pink salt. When you really have a sweet dish, you can balance it out with one of the heartier salts. Say if it's Himalayan salt or if it's Italian sea salt. It goes a lot better with the sweeter dressings. So it takes a while to stir up the organic honey. If you have honey that's just, pourable honey, this one was creamy honey, it'll stir up a lot easier. So there you go. And then I'm just going to put about 1/2 teaspoon of this Himalayan pink sea salt. There we go. And whisk it up. You can put a dash of pepper if you'd like, but I don't find I need it. And then put in your diced figs. Stir it up. Just get that juice all in there on them. Now I'm going to taste this delicious figgy dressing, but it's got that balsamic vinegar, so you just want to take a tiny taste because you really need the lettuce to cut the vinegar. It's really good. Make sure you stir it up to dissolve all of that sweet honey. Now we'll take our salad, and you can dress this with oranges, cucumbers. That would be really delicious with this salad. So we're going to stir it up and then get our salad spoon. Where did I put that big spoon? Okay, here we go. And dress your salad with this balsamic vinegar glaze, delicious sweet dressing with figs. And for this salad, I would serve this with some feta cheese. Definitely. And I'll also put some blueberries from New Jersey. And that is a balsamic fig salad. Now remember, don't put too much of this dressing on because that balsamic vinegar is a little strong. Once you pair it with the cheese and the sweet berries and your sweet figs, you have a home run and your kids will be eating salad. And kids, I hope you have fun making this. Let me know your ideas. It's Selina at hamptonshomecooking.com or check me out at Montauk Library. I'll see you around and thanks for having salad with me today.